Hey everybody, it's Chris, and as promised, got to draw winners for the giveaway from last week. So I will link the random.org video that I shot with my cell phone right after this, but shorthand, winning the judge, smokeybearsfan 10, winning the Emac truth, Jerry Kathy Worcester, sorry if I mispronounced your name, winning the Convict, Guelph DGC, and the defender, Karl Anderson. I'll also put your names in the description of the video, and I'll put my email in there as well. Please send me an email with your address and we'll get it taken care of. Like I said, the random.org video is going to be after this. And I did a test shot of a couple of you had said I should do walkthroughs of holes or thought process in holes. So I did a test of that. Give me your thoughts on that, see what you think of it, what I can improve on. I know the handheld shakiness is terrible. I'll have to get something for carrying with, but besides that, tell me what you think. And congratulations to the winners. Like I said, send me an email and we'll get that taken care of. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great night. Alright, everybody, it's 9:13 on Saturday. I have the full list of everybody that entered, or that commented. There are 50 total. So with random.org, we're doing 1 through 50. First winner is 46. 46 is smokeybearsfan. Oops, sorry. Kind of bold to keep track of it. Generate again. 38. Oh, I need to put these in here. So 38. Judge. Truth. One. How often do you see that happen? Crazy. Guelph DG. Congratulations. It's the Convict. Never have I ever seen that. That's crazy. And that's the defender. So we have all 4 winners. Thanks, guys. Okay, so this is my first shot at just walking through a hole and how to play it for me, what I'm thinking through. You're going to see a few attempts at this from the tee and then the resulting shots from there. But this is a 519-foot hole at Severn Lang. As you can see, it goes down and back up. It's pretty negligible as long as you can throw 200, 250 maybe at max. And then the top of the hill is maybe 375 or maybe 400, but because of the uphill it's going to play a lot longer. So what I did here, as you can see coming up, you can see the gap up on the front left. You can see there's a bunch of trees on the right. There's a landing space down on the left, but it's extremely dangerous because you have a corner to get around. And the thing about the path to the basket is the basket's so far left that you actually still have to go a ways before you can get to it. So let's move to a couple of throws and I'll explain some of my thought process. On a lot of shorter 2-hole throws like this one, I'm going to throw something like a fairway driver off the tee pad just because I know I can control it. It'll put me in a spot where I can be successful. So let's look at a good, safe Convict throw first, and then a couple mistakes. We're going to air right with the first one. I turned this one over. This was actually not on purpose. It was accidental, but I decided to go with it. And then this one was on purpose. Let's sky it and then drift it left. And we'll get to look at a little bit of the course design. If I mess up, do I want to mess up right or left? So we saw the fairway options, but let's throw some long range. First up is the Sheriff. I'm going to throw it hard. My goal is to get to the top of the hill. It does drift right more than I was hoping, but we'll take a look and see where it lands. And then my second thought was Defender on 80%. Will give me a little more distance than the fairways, but still get back to the middle, and I want to see what that looks like. So here we have that stalled out, safe shot. Okay, so let's go all the way around the corner and down that hill, which makes this a really bad lie. I mean, there's no safety to it. Essentially, all you can do from here, I mean, you can try to throw a giant spike hyzer or something, but essentially all you're going to be able to do here is just pitch forward. Get it up into that gap for the next shot, set it up for the third shot, and walk away with your 4, be happy. Alright, so we saw the stalled out Explorer shot. Here's the turned over Explorer shot. Ends up right here. You can see it's pretty pinched off. My really only chance for this is just a patent pending. But the advantage of this one over the last one is you still have that line. so I have a chance at getting down there. And that's why on this one, when you're looking at course or hole design, you're thinking, what should I do? On this one, it's better to err to the right than to the left, because if you err down to the left, you're not going to get around that corner. From here, it's tough, but I still have a shot down the tunnel. So I'm going to give that a shot. I'm going to try it with just that Emac Truth straight one. Probably won't get there, but at least, like I said, it gives you the opportunity. Probably looking at a 4 for either one of them, but... If you're curious, that red disc in my hand just disappeared and has been replaced by a pink disc. I originally had an Emac Truth in my hand, and when I went to throw it, because I'm on a standstill, I was not able to get up to speed where I wanted it to, and ended up fading out too hard into the trees on the left. So I picked up a slightly flippier disc, this original Truth, which I'll be able to throw from a standstill with that same velocity and get it to stand up just a little bit better and go down this gap. And you'll get to see that in practice here. It's going to give me a chance at 3. So here's that patent pending. The red one was farther back. Picked it up. But at least just give us a chance at the jumper, right? From the safe Convict shot, you can see this is actually a really good shot overall, distance-wise. Got me almost up to the corner. But because I needed like 20 extra feet to get that line, I now have to throw just a slight hyzer around the corner and still get to try to go down the hill. So what I'll usually do on something like that is grab something a little bit more understable and throw it a little bit of hyzer flip. So that, yeah, it'll carry that hyzer, but it'll touch up a little bit instead of just fading out. What I'm explaining right now that you can't hear because of all the background noise is that I did make a disc choice error. I thought the understable judge would flip up nicely and then drift to the bucket, where I actually needed the more neutral one to fade harder. You can see it caught on the right side. So here's about a 28-foot putt. I felt really good about this when it came out of my hand. Hit center pole. Sometimes those just don't stick. So here you can see the tipped over Sheriff. I mean, you saw how I definitely turned it over, but it had enough distance to get all the way up the hill. You can see the tunnel there. It's a little pinched, which it means I have to throw a much more accurate shot than I was hoping for. The defender was nice because I could just hyzer it down the hill with a gentle hyzer. Goodies. But yeah, I mean, you still got the shot. You just have to throw it nice and straight. The crest of the hill is rough because you can't really see the basket. That's why I like over there a little bit better. But it still gives you a shot, so you just have to throw that nice down the tunnel, which is one of the hardest shots in disc golf. So we'll give it a try, see if it works. If it doesn't, oh well. And you can see I put too much hyzer on it. It was drifting left. So it's probably in the tree line. It's probably going to give me a 40 to 50 foot putt, which isn't going to be fun. But like I said, it still gives me that chance. It gives me a much better chance for 3 here than if I was down the hill around the corner. Alright, so as you can see, the defender's not really that much farther up than the Convict was. Maybe 30 feet between the two of them. But because of how much farther it did get up the hill, I don't have to worry about coming around the corner at all. I have that nice straight shot, which opens up putters, forehands if you have it. I don't. Overhands, whatever you want. But it allows me to just throw a nice straight putter shot, which is one of my favorite shots to throw. Alright, let's put a pause on that freight train named Daisy, who's been in the background, and talk a little bit about why I thought this defender shot was the best for me off the tee and why it worked out so well. At 80% power, I know I can still get the defender out farther than a Convict, which meant it was going to push up the hill a little bit deeper and would give me, instead of an angled approach to this entrance that you see here that I would have to manipulate a disc, would give me just a soft, gentle approach, meaning I could throw the disc however I wanted to, get it down to the basket comfortably. And you can see the result. I'm within 15 feet. This is the easiest putt of the bunch. Didn't have to stress out at all, and I get to walk away with a 3, which is great. Okay, so that was a little bit of thought process for me on this hole that is going to take 2 shots for most people. Your approach might be slightly different, and that's okay. Disc golf is one of those sports where we all have different strengths and weaknesses. But if you think this segment has any value, let me know what I did well, what I did poorly, what I can work on to maybe make this a regular type of segment.